Hey, I wanted to discuss jazz basses versus Jaguar basses. Pretty much everybody knows what a jazz bass sounds like. And, you know, for example, this is a 61 custom shop reissue. And, you know, tonally, they're, you know, fairly distinct. They have their own thing, and it's very usable. I think that, you know, the flexibility in tone is the real difference between the Jaguar and the jazz bass. So you've got a great one-trick pony kind of thing. I mean, you've got the ability to go to just your back pickup. You know, get the Jaco tone. And then, of course, you can always roll things off and mellow it out. Then you can go the other way and just bring up your neck pickup. You know, get a nice, almost a P-bass sound. But that's about all you get. You know, you're basically fairly limited, and you know, a great sound, but it's a traditional sound. What the difference is with the Jaguar bass is you get a lot of the same type of sound, except I feel that the Jaguar in general is more of a 70s sounding set of pickups. Still great, very punchy. This is pretty much the same setting as that jazz bass was. Nice and punchy, good clarity. You know, it's doing pretty much everything that was doing, just with a slightly more 70s bent to it. If I want to do just the... That's using just the neck pickup, or I mean the bridge pickup. And then we can switch over to the other one. These switches basically are what control that. And very similar to the other one. I don't think it's quite as punchy on the neck pickup. I think that's where a lot of that 70s thing is coming from. It's maybe it's as punchy, but it just doesn't have the snap. Okay, bring in both pickups again. And what you have, this is the real difference between the Jaguar and the jazz bass, is that you've got an active circuit built into the Jaguar. And that completely changes things up. It brings it into the 21st century. You've got a ton of control, either on treble or bass with these wheels. And that brings a modern edge to the sound of the bass. This is a Japanese Jaguar that was made around 2006, and that active circuit on all of these Japanese instruments were really noisy from the factory. It wasn't the circuit that was noisy, it was the fact that they didn't complete the circuit by not grounding it correctly. And it was a production error from Japan, and it's a very easy fix. There's shielding paint on these three cavities, and that shielding paint was never connected to the next cavity by using the shielding paint through the drilled hole where the wires go. And so all you have to do is take a piece of copper shielding tape and run it from this cavity over to this cavity, and then from this cavity over to this cavity. And it only takes like about an inch of shielding tape to do that. And then once you do that, just make sure your ground is good to your tone pot from the bridge. I found that on this one that it had pulled loose. But once you make sure all the grounding is correct, it's pretty much a silent circuit. It's virtually as quiet as a non-active jazz bass. You have a lot of control. I can bring in tons of bass, I can bring in a lot of clarity and sparkle. I can take it over to an edge on the high end where it's just a grinding sound too. But you know, this has a ton of variability with this active circuit in it, and you don't have to use it. You know, it's just a quick flip of the switch and you're back to the standard jazz bass sound. But that's where the real difference between the two basses lies, is in the you know, wider range of tones you can get from the Jaguar. Both are great. Both instruments are solid and well made, and I tend to like these Japanese ones. I know they make an American version which uses a P-bass pickup for the neck, but this particular bass is a really good gig bass. It can make it so you only have to take one bass to the gig, because you can get all the, you know, the modern sounds you want out of it and still, you know, move back to the old 60s sound as well. So Jaguar bass, pretty hard to find, but they are great. And I know, you know, you can be discouraged by the hum or buzz that you'll try one, and like I say, easy fix. So that's the difference between a Jazz and a Jaguar.